Good afternoon. It is good to be back with you after, once again, a long break. I don't put out a lot of content. I guess I really shouldn't apologize for it because I just kind of know that's how it is. I'm old, I'm busy, I'm tired, and all of these other things. So anyway, I guess it was last week. Just kind of went crazy, and bought a lot of guitars in the last couple of years, probably, I don't know, like 10. It's gotten a little bit out of control. And we know all about what kind of guitars I've been buying, I guess, or if you watch the channel at all, I hope you do. But I saw, I've been in the last few weeks, probably a month, I've been thinking, man, I really would like to have a real Yngwie Strat. I mean, the real deal Fender made in the USA, It's a lot of money. It's $1,749. That's $1,749 now. They've gone up $50. So I thought, well, my cash flow is okay, but I just can't drop like a couple of $1,000. I could, but I don't want to. So Musician's Friend had this deal. I think it goes on until the 26th of this month. 36 months, no interest. That's $49 a month for the guitar. Now, once you pay shipping and all of this other stuff, taxes, it's going to be a little bit more than that. About $55, I think, because I chose next day shipping. So I did it. I broke down and I bought the real deal Yngwie Signature Strat Fender. I haven't even taken the little made in the USA sticker off of it yet. And as a matter of fact, the plastic is still on the pick guard. You can't even hardly see it. But we're going to just break this down a little bit as far as what you get. And obviously, we're going to play it here in a bit, too, and see what it sounds like. I had been extremely out of practice once again, probably played, 2 hours in 4 months again or something like that. But the last week and a half or so since I've gotten this, it about killed me to play. I felt like my fingers were splitting in half because the calluses were gone, but they've come roaring back pretty well, and now we're playing okay. A little bit of adjustment as I've been playing a Strat so-called guitars with 22 frets. This has 21, so the scale is just a little bit shorter, and to me it seems in my mind, and I could be wrong because I'm not really an engineer, that seems to kind of increase the tension, or that's what I've convinced myself. So I thought, I'm not going to be able to play this guitar. It's very hard to bend, and I thought I was going to return it. But really, it was just because my calluses they had vanished, and now they seem to be coming back. So pretty cool. One thing, I'm not really much of an unboxing video type of a guy. So I received the guitar, I believe it was last Wednesday at work. I didn't open it there. Well, I'll take it home, and maybe I can, unbox it at lunch. So I set up a camera real quick. And we're going to give you the condensed version. I think it probably took 4 or 5 minutes or something. And we're going to speed this up to where it takes like 30 seconds or something like that. So pink shirt, working. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, so as I was shopping and doing the research, what do you get? I would like to kind of really give you an up-close look at what you get as far as accessories with the guitar, and then we'll start talking about the guitar, because that's, you just don't really know sometimes, and maybe everything isn't explained in the description. So let's see what we have. Now, one of the most obvious things you see when you get this, is you open up your little compartment in your case, is the cheetah skin Yngwie strap. And I'm not sure, I don't know if he uses these anymore, I really don't know, although I did see Yngwie back in June. But this is actually not I believe DiMarzio makes a cheetah strap and kind of say it's like an Yngwie strap or whatever, but this is actually Fender. Seems to be pretty nice. I don't really play out, so I don't use straps, but that's pretty cool. What else did we get? You're going to love this. Tags. You get all kinds of tags. So you get this tag that's admonishing you not to expose the guitar to extreme temperatures, whether that be like probably cold or hot. You also get this little, all this was like, you know, laced around the headstock or whatever. Some little card where you can get some free online lessons, 30 free day trial. Probably won't be doing that, but thank you for the offer. I really appreciate it. And then you get some type of a production tag, it looks like, Fender. And then some people sign off on it on the back, which is very cool. And I'm just showing you what you get. And the serial number is on there as well. That's pretty cool. You also get your keys for the case, and we'll take a look at the case here in a minute, which is the deluxe tweed. I believe that is the gold plush interior made in the USA Fender case. It's I think those things go for about $200, $209. So that's the keys. Don't know that I'll ever use them, but it's great. This, I'm thinking about getting it framed or putting it in plastic or something so it doesn't get damaged, but this is very cool. Very nice touch is your Fender Certificate of Authenticity. Very cool. I liked that. So, a couple of more things. You get a couple of these. This is to reduce the moisture, I guess, inside of the case. You don't want to eat this stuff. We all know that. All right, now here's, this is going to be a little fun. This is the package that you get with your strap locks, your wiggly bar, I like to call it, a guitar cord, your Allen wrenches, and it looks like there's a Fender sticker and some documentation. To be honest with you, I've only opened the corner of this because I was going to lower the action and I wanted to get the small Allen wrench out. So I haven't really looked at what all of this is as far as the documentation. So let's see what that looks like. That'll be kind of fun, won't it? Probably not, but let's do it anyway. Guitar cable, which is actually, you know, sometimes you get a free guitar cable and it's like, you know, it's just plastic crap. That's actually pretty nice. Again, the tremolo bar, I call it a wiggly bar with the aged plastic, as well as the tone knobs on the guitar, which we'll talk about. Then you also get with this, which is really nice, are these strap locks. And I have, personally, to be honest with you, I just don't get out much. I don't know much about stuff. And these actually are kind of embedded somewhat. We'll show you in the guitar already, but you get the strap lock, so that's pretty cool. Now this, I don't know what this is. This is talking about your truss rod adjustment. Fender decal. And I think this might be some type of a registration thing. But no, it's just a little Fender catalog. Pretty cool, kind of shows the process. Nice. Very interesting, I guess. Specifications, blah, blah, blah. And it's just a little Fender catalog. So, let's look at the case. I know you're all thinking, man, this guy's completely out of control because now I have this case here, which I still haven't taken the wrapping off the handle because I thought I was going to return the guitar for a while. Well, this is the deluxe tweed Fender case. I believe it's made in the USA. I believe this particular one, I think you can get it in red poodle interior, but I think the external color is brown, whereas this is tweed, has the gold plush. Very nice. This little section here is not quite as heavy duty as I would like, and it's not really as plush as you would think, but it's a very nice case. And I don't know if you can see it, but the little logo there, made in the USA, very cool. And we have some Johnny Anderson signature picks in there. The value of the picks went down when they put my name on them. So anyway, that's the case. It's extremely nice, beautiful, and you just kind of want to stand and look at it for a while because it's very cool. All right, back to the guitar. Just point out a few things. You probably already know this. It's probably the worst review in the history of reviews, but that's okay. At least I'm making a video. That's progress for me, right? Well, anyway, we know the story about Yngwie's signature has the scalloped neck. I'll tell you this about this particular neck. Now, obviously, I have some other guitars with some scalloped necks on them, and when you run your fingers down the side of the neck, I mean, in some cases, it's going to rip you to shreds. It's pretty rough, just to be honest with you. They play great, but kind of rough on the edge of the frets. These are as smooth as silk. It's a beautiful finish. I believe they say that it has a thin finish on the neck so it can breathe better. Anyway, brass nut, which is just a thing of absolute beauty. And it seems like that action at the nut is high, but I don't know that it really is. It's just the scallop starts right at the base of the nut. Bullet style truss rod, beautiful Fender machine heads. Of course, the beautiful, beautiful headstock, which we've seen some stuff like that before, haven't we? Made in the USA, Yngwie's signature. It's just very cool, very nice. And then we have the Seymour Duncan YJM Fury pickups. The poles are kind of crazy. They're low on the outside. The two center poles are raised quite a bit, but I guess because you can get away with that with the curvature of the neck. I don't really know much about stuff. Anyway, they're pretty hot and have a very unique sound, I think. Obviously, Yngwie has, I believe originally he had the DiMarzio stacked single coils that he used back in the old days, and now he has these signature YJM Furies with Seymour Duncan. They definitely are going to give you kind of that little bit of that Yngwie sound that you're looking for. But one important thing to notice, it's just because you get an Yngwie guitar doesn't mean you're going to sound like Yngwie, because this is the thing in the middle. The thing behind it is you playing it, and obviously you're going to have that technique, that tone, whatever, and then in front of it, you have an amp. And God only knows if you're playing through a little, 12-watt solid-state crate amp, even though Yngwie said you could probably still tell it was him. It may not sound like him. So, it's going to take more than just the guitar to get that tone, which is obvious, I'm sure. One thing that I would like to point out as well, obviously the aged tone controls, which are not wired, and then the volume control, and they're aged, and I think they said that the pickup covers are supposed to be aged, but they not so much. And then your pickup selector switch, the cover for that is aged as well. Another thing very interesting that I noticed about this guitar that I was not aware of, and nobody's really pointed it out, it's the cutaway. Now, I don't know how well you can see the cutaway, but the cutaway reaches a good 2.5 inches below where the strap lock is. You'll look at some Strats, and the cutaway only comes to about here. Some of them come a little bit past. I don't know what defines that, but this is the cutaway extends pretty far against this guitar, and the shelf, if you will, is pretty sharp, and it's very pronounced. And I know when I opened it for the first time, I was like, wow, that's one heck of a cutaway. Then you have the vintage style saddles on the bridge. You can see I still have the sticker over the insert for where you put the tremolo bar, because I just don't really use them, and I don't know that I could keep that thing in tune. But maybe we'll do that one of these days. But the guitar is beautiful. It sounds great. It looks great. I'm out of practice, so we probably might not make it sound that good. But I think we're just going to give it a whirl, plug it in, see what happens. Hope you enjoy. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, so that way every 6.5 years when I upload a video, you'll get notified. That would be great. Now, hopefully it won't be so long. Actually, I was in pre-production of another video that we're going to make, and I'm not sure how that one's going to go over, but we're going to do it anyway. Anyway, let's see how this thing sounds. Rock on, rock on. A couple of more items before we do the playthrough, which is brutal. I've already done it, and there's so many mistakes, I'm going to have to edit the crap out of it. Excuse my language. But just a couple of points, because people typically ask. Since I have purchased the Yngwie guitar, I played it through the Katana for a little bit, but for some odd reason, what you're hearing today is through the Pod HD 500X, and that's the first time I've played through this thing. I think I plugged it in last night, since I bought the Katana, which is like, what, 8 months ago or something. So I'm playing through the Pod HD 500X. Sounds pretty cool. And I did take the strings off of the Strat and replace them with the extra Slinkies, which is the 8 through 38, which I like the thin bottom strings. And something else, lastly, very cool. The same week, last Wednesday, I guess it was, that I received the Yngwie guitar, my brother, who's very talented, older brother, very talented, and he's a heck of an artist. He can really draw, but he hasn't really sat down and tried to draw a serious picture probably in almost 30 years, he told me. Well, anyway, he comes and visits a couple of times a year or whatever. We have a lot of fun, and he told me a few months ago, that he was going to work on something for me, and I was like, what is it? And he says, well, I'm going to draw you a picture of Yngwie. And I was like, very cool. So he brought it last Friday, 2 days after I received the Strat, so it was like Yngwie week. I'd like to show it to you. I think it's pretty good. Really excited about it. He had it framed, matted, and the whole 9 yards. Let's take a look. My brother drew this picture of Yngwie. I hope there's not too much of a reflection on it. Pretty cool. Even has the cheetah guitar strap. awesome.